Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is News at 12. In the local scene, Provincial Administrator Dr. Cedric D. Dipe is advocating for the revival of the Albay's Climate Change Academy and is seeking support from various agencies and organizations. Originally established in 2009, the Climate Change Academy served as a disaster risk management training institution until it was discontinued in 2017. Housed within Bicol University, the Academy previously offered training programs in disaster risk reduction and management for personnel from across the Philippines as well as international participants. These programs, funded by the United Nations Development Program, focused on the enhancing disaster preparedness and minimizing casualties and damages during emergencies. As the former executive director of the Climate Change Academy, Dipe expressed hope that the incoming administration will support its revival. According to Dipe, both the Office of Civil Defense and the Department of Interior and local government have already expressed their commitment to support the Academy's revitalization. In other story, Albay Governor Attorney Edsel Grace Legman has pledged to exert maximum effort during the final 2 months of his term, following his return to office yesterday. Upon his return, Legman convened the department heads of the provincial government of Albay to review and discuss ongoing projects and programs within the province. He also took the opportunity to commend the PGA department heads for their invaluable contributions, which culminated in the province earning the seal of good local governance last year, an important milestone after a 7-year gap. The governor expressed confidence that additional programs and projects would be either implemented or initiated in the final 2 months of his administration. He also expressed his heartfelt gratitude to the residents of Albay for their continued support and patience during his 6-month suspension. In the national scene, the International Criminal Court has rejected a request from former President Rodrigo Duterte's legal team to impose stricter rules on how alleged victims of the drug war can prove their identity. Critics of the defense team's petition argued that it aimed to limit the number of individuals allowed to testify in Duterte's crimes against humanity trial. In a 20-page ruling, the ICC's Pre-Trial Chamber 1 denied Duterte's request to restrict acceptable forms of identification to only passports and national IDs. Instead, the court upheld the broader guidelines proposed by its registry, which includes a variety of government-issued documents such as birth certificates, barangay and senior citizens' IDs, driver's licenses, NBI clearances, and social security cards. The judges noted that the registry had provided sufficient information about each document proposed for identity verification, and added that the existing procedure ensures a reliable identity verification process while significantly reducing the risk of fraud. It is worth mentioning that Duterte's legal counsel, British-Israeli lawyer Nicholas Kaufman, had filed a petition advocating for stricter ID requirements, arguing that tighter controls would help prevent misidentification, double counting, and the inclusion of false victims, which could lead to unnecessary and time-consuming legal proceedings. However, the ICC emphasized that imposing such restrictions would be unfair and impractical due to systemic delays in the distribution of the Philippine national ID. In other story, the Department of Transportation plans to enhance security and improve the commuter experience at MRT3 stations by potentially eliminating X-ray baggage inspections. This initiative aims to reduce long lines and streamline the entry process. Transportation Secretary Vince Deason stated that the agency, in collaboration with the Department of Information and Communications Technology, is exploring the possibility of replacing X-ray scanners with modern surveillance technologies. To expedite entry, the DOTR has already made changes to the X-ray screening process by separating passengers with no bags or only small bags from those carrying larger items. Currently, the DOTR and the ICT are considering the installation of security cameras in all stations, which could allow for the complete removal of X-ray checks. In addition to implementing advanced surveillance systems, the DOTR also plans to increase the number of security personnel at the stations to ensure safety while maintaining a smooth passenger flow. Deason reassured the public that all escalators and elevators across MRT3 stations are fully operational, contributing to a more accessible and efficient commuting experience. In other news, the Department of Labor and Employment will host job fairs in 63 locations nationwide, providing thousands of employment opportunities for Filipino job seekers. According to Patrick Petriwirawan Jr., Director of Dole's Bureau of Local Employment, more than 452 employers have signed up to participate in this government-led initiative on May 1. The top hiring industries include manufacturing, has 8,000 openings, business process outsourcing with 4,000, and retail offering 3,000 positions. Additionally, the finance and insurance sector is providing 2,000 jobs, while the food and accommodation industry has 1,000 vacancies available. All companies are offering a total of 37,695 job vacancies. And in the news outside the country, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed that Russian forces continued shelling and assaults along the front line, even after Russian President Vladimir Putin announced a surprise, short-lived Easter truce. The 30-hour truce, which began on Saturday evening, was expected to be the most significant pause in fighting during the three-year conflict. However, on Sunday, Zelensky accused Russia of persisting with its attacks even after the truce took effect. Zelensky reported that in the 6 hours leading up to midnight, there were 387 instances of shelling and 19 assaults by Russian forces, with drones being deployed 290 times. Despite these assaults, Ukraine's Air Force did not report any drone or missile attacks during this period. And finally, in the news outside the country, at least 11 people, including 3 children, were killed in New Delhi on Saturday when residential building collapsed on the outskirts of the Indian capital, according to authorities. The incident occurred in the early hours of the morning in a northeastern district of the city, which primarily houses migrant workers. Rescue teams worked throughout the day to dig through the rubble. While 11 people were pronounced dead, 11 others were rescued and taken to the hospital, with 5 still undergoing treatment. The cause of the collapse is not yet known. That's all for the news at 12, April 22, 2025. We'll be back tomorrow for more news updates. And thanks to our news writer Albay PIO and Erica Dumlao. And on the technical side, Chad Bobis. And of course, our Provincial Information Officer, Mary Luduque Castillo. And under the supervision of our Governor, Attorney Edsel Grace Lagman, I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing.